Well, hi there everyone. Welcome to my channel. Today's recipe is just for a quick and easy farmer's cheese that's made from Thrive Life instant milk and Thrive Life butter powder. The reason I'm including some butter powder is because fresh farmer's cheese is usually made with whole milk. And well, Thrive Life milk is a non-fat milk, so I think it just needs a little bit of fat in there to make the flavor better. So that's why I'm including the butter. Farmer's cheese is a mild flavored, fresh, unripened, crumbly cheese that you can add to practically any dish. And if you've never made it before, I think you'll be surprised at how easy it is to do. I know I was. You could make this in a jar and sit it on your shelf by using some lemon powder. You're just going to need some sort of an acid to make it react and make the cheese. So you can either use the lemon powder, or you could use fresh lemon juice when it's time to add it, or just some white vinegar. To be honest, I never really make this in a jar because it's so few ingredients. I mean, I find it just as easy to get out a couple of cans as it is to get out one jar. But I thought I'd just show you that it's possible. So it's a great time to try this recipe because Thrive Life instant milk powder is on sale for 50% off right now. So it's a good time to grab some of that. And I know the butter powder is in stock right now. It's March of 2024. So go ahead and check out my shopping link. I will leave that in the description box below. You'll want to keep your lemon powder separate. Now, like I said, if you don't want to buy lemon powder, you don't have it, you can just add fresh lemon juice or white vinegar whenever you go to make it. I will say that if you use the lemon powder or the fresh lemon juice, your farmer's cheese will have a bit of a lemony tang to it. It's a kind of a light, fresh flavor, but you can tell there's lemon juice in it. If you don't want that, if you want your cheese to be more mild and neutral flavored, then just use white vinegar in its place. So when you're ready to make this, you are going to need to get out a heavy bottomed pot. I've got my Dutch oven here, but you need a large heavy bottomed pot, and just dump out your ingredients. And then you're going to add 8 cups of water, or that's the same thing as 2 quarts or a half gallon. You need to whisk it vigorously because that butter powder doesn't really want to combine with water, probably because of the fat content in it. Get some heat going on it, and you'll need to bring this to a simmer. You don't really need a full-on boil, but go ahead and bring it to a simmer. You're looking for a bunch of bubbles on the top, okay? And when you get to that point and it's simmering, then it's ready. What you should do is cut off the heat and move it off the heat. I've forgotten to do that, and I kind of panicked in a minute, turned off the camera. But this is the time when you add the acid to it. So you can either add the lemon powder, or some white vinegar, and then whisk vigorously. If you don't see it separate into curds and whey almost immediately, then just add some white vinegar. A couple tablespoons will do it, and it will separate. All right, then let that sit for about 15 minutes. Just let that cool down a bit. I poured it through some cheesecloth that was sitting in a strainer and over a bowl, because I wanted to save that whey. The whey is that kind of light greenish yellow liquid that comes off of it. All right, and once you've squeezed out the whey, this is your farmer's cheese. This recipe makes about a cup once you crumble it. So you can make cheese in like half an hour. It's a fresh cheese. It's very mild in flavor. If I was going to compare it to something, I would say probably similar to mozzarella. It's just very mild, and it's very crumbly. So this is a fresh cheese. It's a crumbly cheese, and it doesn't really melt. What you do with it is you can sprinkle that on salads. You could put it on top of eggs. I sprinkle that over enchiladas, or anything that you might put some fresh cojita cheese on Tex-Mex cooking. You can stuff pasta shells with it. It's so very versatile and it's just delicious. I like to put a little bit of salt in it, and sometimes I'll chop up some fresh chives. You could also stir in some cream, and this could sub for a ricotta or a cottage cheese. I've seen people stuff pierogies with this. You could top that with some honey and some fruit. Or maybe olive oil and red pepper flakes and use it as a dip for crostini. You could put this in a frittata, toss it with some hot pasta, and it will hold its own. But here's one of my favorite things to do with it is to fry an egg and sprinkle it on top. My husband says we should call this better than feta. Fresh farmer's cheese. It's fantastic. This recipe will make about a cup of the farmer's cheese, and I think it would keep in the refrigerator for about up to a week or so. Have y'all ever made fresh cheese before? I had never made fresh cheese until I started kind of experimenting with the Thrive Life instant milk powder, and I figured out, oh, I can make fresh cheese with this. So anyway, thanks y'all for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, y'all, be blessed. And until next time, y'all, take care and keep thriving.